Hello my friend, this is Amner Hunter from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you on this video. This time around I want to share with you 3 cool new free VSTs and also a couple of great deals in music production tools. The first freebie on the list, it's the new plugin release by Analog Obsession. This one is called Realizer. The second freebie on the list, it's this overdrive plugin called the Howler by AugustRose Studio. The next freebie on the list for a limited time, this one is the Lifeline Console Lite by Excite Audio. With a coupon code that I am leaving you down below, you can get this plugin to $0 or euros, a $40 euro plugin normally that can be yours for free. One of the cool deals on this list by Beatskillz, this is the Slam 2 that currently has 81% off, and the last deal on this list with almost 90% off, this is the AVA Multiband Compressor by the company Harrison Consoles. As usual, I will leave you all of the applicable and downloadable links related to the content on the video description and first comment, and I will also leave you timestamps in case that you want to move around between the mini segments of the video. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you quickly to my website amnerhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies that you can get, some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, such as the guide on how to make more music in less time, how to mix a song using only free plugins, also about productivity in your home studio. Additionally, I have some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, a drum sample pack, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out the blog or this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. So now let's get straight to the content. The first free plugin in the list, it's the new release by Analog Obsession. This one, it's called Realizer. It's a plugin that randomizes the sound based on 5 different parameters: the gain, the transient, the high pass filter, low pass filter, and pitch. So the sound will vary in a random way depending on the parameters that you set here. It can be used to make some things interesting that might be sterile or just flat. I'm gonna use it and exaggerate the sound so you can hear it. Let's listen to some audio examples. The next freebie on the list, it's a new overdrive distortion plugin by AugustRose Studio. This plugin allows you to have a more thick distortion, especially in high gain guitars, to thicken the sound and also to make it tighter and fuller. This plugin, it's not based specifically in some analog overdrive or something, but it works great on rock and metal guitars to add more fullness to the overall sound. It's very simple to use. It just has the on and off switch here and a mix control for the dry and wet processed signal. You have an input and output as well. I'm gonna use only the mix knob here on these distorted guitars to add more distortion and to make the guitar sound thicker. Let's check it out. The Lifeline expands on the version Lite. It's a very cool multi-effect plugin with 5 modules. The first one, it's called Format, and it will degrade the audio in different ways. It can crush the audio and reduce the quality for special effect. It also has the dirt section, which will add drive in the form of tubes, tape, saturation, rectify that adds more distortion and fuzz. The reamp section will change the sound as if you were passing the audio through a device, cabinet, monitors, or vintage. The width module allows you to enhance a little bit the stereo and change in the form of an effect. You can detune, you can also collapse the mix to mono, or you can use the hash effect, which will expand the stereo by changing both sides of the speakers a bit, by delaying them a bit. And then the space that has several reverbs, hall, plate, spring, and slap delay. You can set the time of the reverb or delay here. And of course, each one of the modules has a mix knob and a universal mix control with an input and output. You have some interesting effects in the preset section. Let's take a listen.
Why are you going down? Why are you going down? Sugar, why you going down? Why you going down? Sugar, why you going down? Why you going down? Sugar, why you going down? Why you going down? Sugar, why you going down? Why you going down? Sugar, why you going down? Why you going down? Why you going down? Why you going down? Sugar, why you going down? Why you going down? Why you going down? Why you going down? Sugar, why you going down? Why you going down?
This plugin by the company Beatskillz, it's called Slam in the version 2. It's actually an amazing plugin because it involves a ton of effects into one that are very, very useful. I use this all the time on individual instruments in the master as well. This plugin currently has a 61% off at Plugin Boutique in case you want to check it out. Very affordable. First, you have a mod cut. This will cut unwanted resonant frequencies in the low-mid area. The more you increase it, the more cut you make. The boom applies harmonics in the low end. It will add a very, very powerful low end. Of course, you need to be careful with low end because it can get out of control very quickly. The thump, it's a low peak filter. It will add also some low resonances that will add a ton of power to any sound. The heat control, it's a specific type of saturation with 2 modes. The airs will add exactly that, brightness and coloration in the high end. The crush is a limiter, will also inflate the audio, so be careful with this. The pop, it's a compressor and will add from gentle to heavy compression as well. The width control will widen your mix. Of course, be careful with this. You have an output control and the dry wet functionality for all of these effects combined. You have some very interesting presets to choose from for different instruments. Let's take a listen. The last paid plugin on the list, it's this cool multiband compressor by the company Harrison Consoles. This one is called AVA Multiband Compressor. It includes 4 bands that you can change to compress different sections of the frequency spectrum, right? The lows, the lower mids, higher mids, and finally the highs. Multiband compressors are very, very useful in the full mix, for instance, in the mix bus, or also on mastering to control a little bit of these portions of the frequency spectrum. I like to use a little bit of compression on the lows, the mids, and the highs. You don't need a lot of compression. With 1 decibel, it will make a difference in the full mix. And for instance, in heavy guitars, when the guitar is being palm muted, especially in the low strings, it's very useful to control those low notes with a multiband compressor. You can choose the frequency range. You can solo it like this, just clicking on it or clicking on here. You can enable or disable the band with this green button. This is the threshold, and you're gonna start lowering here. You're gonna start to notice the compression going on. For instance, here we have at the most 1 decibel maybe, and if you lower the threshold, of course, it will compress a bit more. You have also attack, release, and knee. And of course the makeup control. You have also the options to select sidechain with this control. You have this master threshold control that will start to introduce compression to all of the bands at a time. I am gonna select 3 bands. For instance, I'm gonna turn off this one and I'm gonna put this one right here. I'm gonna select from 200 Hz and below, the mid area at around 2.5 kilohertz, 3, and the high end from that point and above. So I'm gonna just compress 3 areas in the full mix. So let's take a listen. Please let me know down below in the comment section what you think about this freebies, about the paid ones. Are you interested to get one of these? I am very interested to know your opinions about these cool tools. Before we go, let me invite you one last time to my website, amnorhunter.com, where you can get some additional freebies, some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, also some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, a drum sample pack, among other utilities, and finally, don't forget to check out the blog or this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it very much. I will see you very soon in the next one. All right, take care.